Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have an exciting topic to discuss in today's video. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the question is, who will die, or if anybody will die in Cobra Kai Season 6? Now, of course, we've seen part 1 of the 3 parts of Cobra Kai Season 6. And of course, no one died in part 1, but there could very obviously be some deaths that we see in part 2 or part 3. Now, which of those characters could it be? I think it's 2 different characters, and I think it's Kreese or Silver. And now it could even be both of them for all I know, but it does make sense that Kreese dies in, I don't believe he will die in part 2. I don't believe anyone will really die in part 2, at least in any of the main characters. But I think in part 3, Silver will come back, Kreese will come back, they'll have an epic showdown. Kreese has a redemption arc, I think, because I think he's still a redeemable character. That's a very debated question in the community, but I absolutely believe he is still a redeemable character, and I think he will be redeemed in part 3. Maybe not all the way, maybe not 100% redeemed, but I think he will sacrifice himself, and I think Kreese will be the one to die in Season 6, part 3. Now, I think Silver could absolutely die as well. I think, he will escape prison, or he will have some legal way of getting out of prison. There's some way he gets out of prison, and he's the cliffhanger for part 2, and then in part 3 he comes in, and I just don't see Johnny or Daniel killing Silver, or even Chosen. I mean, they have lives, they have families, and they don't want some murder to be on their charges. I mean, that's just not a thing you want, obviously, especially when you have a family. So I see Kreese being the only one that could really kill Silver, because he's already in legal trouble. He's older, he's on his way out, and I think if Silver dies, Kreese could absolutely die too. And there's a possibility they both die for sure. And Silver, I think, is the least likely of Kreese and Silver dying, but I think he could absolutely still die. Now, there's many theories out there, and I'm not sure where it comes from or why people think it so much, but there is a theory that Kawan dies in part 2 because of the knife shown in the Cobra Kai Season 6 part 2 trailer. Now, the part 2 trailer with the knife is very intriguing, and I think the knife will lead more into part 3, which will lead into more deaths, because I just don't see there being any main character deaths in part 2. I just don't see it. I mean, middle of the batch of episodes, why not hold a dramatic death scene for the end to wrap up the show instead of, putting it in the middle? But I don't know. I'm not the creators. I'm not the writers. But I think, Kawan dying does not make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, I just don't think any of the kids will die for sure. And even Kawan being a bad guy kid, I just don't see it happening. But I don't know where these theories come from. Maybe they're good theories. I'm not sure. But I do not see Kawan dying in Season 6, Part 2, especially Part 2. And I don't think he will even be in Part 3 as a whole. I think he's just I think he will, maybe he's in part 3. I know for sure. I think the Iron Dragons will not be in part 3 at all. But there's a chance Kawan makes it to part 2. But I just don't see him dying as a whole, to be honest. But let me know what you guys think. Which characters do you think will die, and how will they die? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, turn the notification bell on, so then you'll be notified for all Cobra Kai Season 6, Part 2, Part 3, and the Karate Kid Legends movie updates. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.